Hello and welcome to this EPALE webinar on the Communities of Practice and Collaborative Spaces tools which are available on the EPALE platform. My name is Aisha and I will take you through the webinar today. During this webinar we will look at what the Communities of Practice tool is and what the Collaborative Spaces tool is, what their purpose is and how they can help you. First, we'll look at what the tool is used for, then we will look at this tool online on the platform so you can see how to access and set up a group, as well as the different types of groups that already exist. We can also look at the types of users that are using these groups too. So the Communities of Practice tool is an area where anyone can create an online group to initiate new discussions on a specific topic of interest in adult learning, such as ESOL for refugees, digital learning, community engagement efforts, and so on. Anyone can join the group and together you can exchange ideas, best practices and resources. There are currently about 142 community groups on the platform, and you will notice that they have been created by people across Europe and include a range of topics. So let's have a look at some of these communities and how to access them through the portal. So you can find the tool by going into the drop-down menu from the community activities on the orange section of the screen from the home page. As you can see in the screenshot here. Once we click on that, we get to the Communities of Practice page. So I'll show you live online now. Please bear with me. Okay, so we can see here, we've got the web page, and we go to Community Activities, scroll down, go to the Communities of Practice. So you can see I've got more icons here, more choices on the drop down. That's because I am logged in. So we pop to the Communities of Practice page. So if you're not already logged in, you should do so, and please do register already for the web page. Okay. So here's the Community Practice homepage. So it informs you what the community is, and we can see a number of different groups here from across Europe, and the number of members, and how to subscribe by pressing the blue subscribe button. So you can see that by region or country, we've got communities. So we've got community and adult learning focus for Greece, same for Ireland, and the same for Wales. You'll also notice that the groups are in alphabetical order as well. And then we've got a specific focus here about adult digital literacy, and then education empowering women, sustainable development, and so on. So again, if you'd like to join the group, just simply press the subscribe to group button. If you're not logged in, it will then prompt you to log in. Although we can't see any on the page here, there are also groups that are set up for specific events and conferences that attendees and staff can join. If you want to go to the next page, you press this little blue arrow here, and that will take you to the next set of communities. However, if you don't want to keep scrolling through and you want to search specifically for a topic that you're interested in, you can simply use the search function here. So for example, if I want to look for lifelong learning, type it in here and press apply. So we can see that we've got three options here. So they all include the title lifelong learning, and from their descriptions they all have a different focus. So one focuses on the EPALE draft report. So discussions will likely have a policy focus and discuss the future of lifelong learning in the UK. The next is about lifelong learning in a prison context with a focus on a project. And then the final one here is about lifelong learning and bringing together experts and academics in the field for general discussion. So let's have a quick look inside this group. Let's take a bit of time. Okay, so we can see the latest content here. So we've got information about an online course, policy and how to practice, and then a report, lifelong learning week. So it's all quite informative, and we've got engagement from different users. Okay, and we've got comments from some of them here. So once you've decided to join a group, you can actually add new discussions by pressing on if you've got a news item or an event you want to share, documents, or just want to discuss something with them. Press on these and you can insert your content and press save, and then your content will be published on here for everyone to see and to comment on. So if you do want to set up your own group, you will need to log in, go to the Communities of Practice page and click on Set up a new Communities of Practice. So if we requested a new community, it brings us to this page here. You put the name of your community. So the name of the group needs to be added, and it should really tell you what the focus of the group is. And then we've got information about the purpose that needs to be inserted as well, and who the moderator will be. These requests for new groups will be sent to the EPALE help desk, where it will be assessed and approved or rejected. The request will only be rejected if a similar existing community practice already exists, in which case EPALE will redirect you to this group. Therefore, it is a good idea to check what groups exist first to see if you can simply join a group that is already live rather than replicating one. As you can see from the examples of community practice on the platform, a good description of the purpose of your group is very helpful, so provide as much information here as you can. The form does allow you to select some further information, such as the target group, the themes that you're addressing. So again, go back to our main themes, which is here. You can see the main themes, so have a look there when you're doing that. And then the name of the administrator or moderator, who should be the one logged in, and then you press submit. Okay. So let's go back to the presentation for a moment. Okay, so to review, let's break down who might use the communities of practice and why. And finally, if you are thinking of starting a project and want to apply for a project funding, such as Erasmus Plus funding, you can use the communities of practice to meet like-minded people, to share project ideas and practices, which could lead to new collaborations and partnerships. For example, for Key Action 1 mobility projects, this could lead to you starting a consortium or organisations to source adult education mobility participants from. One group on the communities of practice could be our partners on the E+ projects, and this has 19 members. It will also allow you to connect with people in the same field who already have been successful in receiving funding to carry out projects to share best practice. And also during your project, you can use the communities of practice to disseminate your outcomes to like-minded people to widen the impact of your project. After the project, you can continue to collaborate and share ideas and resources with each other. For example, there is the Adult and Community Learning Practitioners Ireland Group, or the Connecting Learners in South West Central Wales Inspiration Hub Group, and so on. So you can explore new possibilities for new partnerships to exploit results and projects on an Erasmus Plus project. Okay. So let's have a look at who is using communities of practice. We've got policymakers who can share news and discussions of developments. We've got adult learning providers, including practitioners, who might use the communities of practice to exchange best practice and ideas. But then media professionals also, who might use the platform to follow key debates and follow exchange of information, get good practice case studies. Then we have adult learning professionals who might also use the communities to develop online communities, special interest groups, to share ideas and so on. And also academics might use the community practice, and they're using it to develop special interest groups and share research. Also, bodies providing guidance on learning and all careers have been using community practice too to develop and share guidance. Project coordinators can use it to share project ideas, collaborate, and as I said, for example, for Key Action 1 mobility projects, they can work together and recruit mobility participants. Connect with people who've already applied for funding. So I've got an example of sharing outcomes and resources there for Key Action 2 projects too. So we'll move on now to EPALE collaborative spaces. So first we'll have a look at the spaces, what they are. Then we'll look at this tool and the platform so we can see how to access and set up a group. So what are collaborative spaces? Collaborative spaces are all about sharing, exchanging and discussing important and relevant topics, much like community practice. However, the key aspect of collaborative spaces that differs from the community practice tool is that they are closed groups that create a private space for you and your partners to discuss ideas, to arrange meetings and exchange documents on your specific project or work topic. Collaborative spaces are therefore private groups with members added to the group on an invite-only basis. The invite is from the administrator, so that's the person who sets up the group. So we can see here there's currently about 165 collaborative spaces, so it is quite a popular tool to use. So there are two ways in which you can access the tool. Both routes require you to first log into EPALE. If you do not yet have a login, please register for EPALE by visiting our webpage shown on the screen here. So once you have logged in, you can request a collaborative space. If you're not logged in, you won't actually have the option available to you to have collaborative spaces, it just won't show. So you can access it by either going on the community activities drop-down box like we did for the community of practice, and then selecting collaborative space, or you can go through tools and portals on the drop-down box there by selecting partner search and then clicking on request a collaborative space on the right-hand side of the screen. So I think the easiest way is the first way. So go to the drop-down community activities drop box and select collaborative spaces. You will then click on the request a collaborative space, which will bring you to an online form to complete, which is very similar, almost the same to the community of practice form. It includes information such as the name of your group, the purpose of your group, and who will be the moderator. Once submitted, your request will be again sent to the EPALE help desk, where it will be accessed and approved or rejected. Due to the nature of closed groups, the content created and uploaded in these groups is in your hands, so that's that of the group administrator. However, as a collaborative space does need to be monitored, when the collaborative space is created, then you as a user will have to agree to the community rules, indicating that you have read the rules before submitting the request. EPALE will also send you a handy user guide to help you get started and manage the membership of your group. So let's have a look now at what can collaborative spaces do for you. So the benefits of using the private spaces to different people in adult learning can be described here. So policymakers, you can discuss ideas privately. Project coordinators, adult learning providers, including practitioners. You can discuss applications for EU funding, exchange ideas and best practice, set up a virtual project. For media professionals, you can exchange best practices with a small working group. Adult learning networks, you can discuss applications for EU funding, exchange ideas and best practice, or set up a virtual project again. And then academics, you can set up virtual projects or discuss and share applications for EU funding. So bodies providing guidance on learning and careers can also use the collaborative spaces. It's an opportunity to arrange and facilitate job shadowing, sharing results and follow-up activities in one place. So that's all for now. So I hope you've been able to see how the communities of practice and collaborative spaces can help you to share ideas, share best practice, and can help you with your European projects as well. I hope you found the webinar useful and informative. If you want to find out more about other tools on the platform, such as how you can upload news, items, blogs and resources to share, please have a look on our website and contact us using the email epaleuk@ecorus.com. We have got a mini-series of webinars that go through the partner search function, as well as a longer webinar about how EPALE can help you with your Erasmus Plus projects. So please do look at these as well. And if you've not already registered, please do register for a user profile on EPALE using the details on the screen there, and then you'll be able to access all the tools and resources and contribute to the platform with your comments and content. Thank you for joining us today. Good luck with your groups on the platform, and thank you. Bye-bye.